in Greg Anthony. Looking at Boston, they want to turn it around after the loss to Denver in the Rockies. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Then it's White. Then it's Muller. And it's Simon into the 4 slot. And he gets it to go.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to New Orleans.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Now here's Ellis. Really disappointing game for him in that loss to New Orleans. And that one's good.
Great pass by Bosch there.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Now, Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. One player he said they can't overlook is Chris Bosch. He said Bosch is the perfect complementary scorer. He can hit the spot-up J and also really crash the offensive boards. We simply can't get so caught up elsewhere that we allow him to have a big night. And Kevin, at 6'11", Bosch really an anchor in that front court. When he plays well, they're tough to beat.
Thank you, Doris. Thomas goes in. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Thomas got 6.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
The great passes to Bosch. Here's the great. He's guarded by Thomas. Outside Bosch. Shot clock at 6. The Heat need to get a shot off. The great. A three-pointer off the mark.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
Miami with the ball. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
And Winslow pulls it down. The Heat trail by 3. It's stolen by Bradley. Kicks it to Thomas. No one near him. Thomas with another miss. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Bosch kicks to Ellis. Bosch, the screen. Out to the right wing. Winslow, wide open. He fires. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. And it's a tie ball game.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's White. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Denver. It's deflected. Here's the great, guarded by Bradley. Capella with the bucket.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Outside Thomas. And Capella sends it back. The great passes to Capella. Outside White. 1:24 left to play in the first quarter. It's Bradley on the wing. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Good ball movement here by the Heat. And it's Capella missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Shot off the pick. Bradley can't get it to go.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's the great. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Thomas goes in. Just 5 to shoot. Kicks it out to Bradley. To end the drought. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. The Heat with the lead. Here's the great. Here's the screen. Ellis, the pass to the great, with 4 seconds on the clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Heat shooting their first free throws of this, with almost an entire new group here. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. The great in at point guard. Winslow is out there with Hudson. Then there's Chris Bosh, and it's Graves in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Miami. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pelicans was a big factor. He ended with 10 points and flashed his range a few times in the process. Perhaps a performance like this can get his team on the same page and turn around their fortunes.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
No doubt. I guarantee he comes into today's game feeling there isn't anything he can't do on the floor right now.
Tell you what, Greg, I think he might be right based on that last game. I'm inclined to agree with him.
Now here's Crowder following the miss by Chris Bosh. Here's Bradley. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Bradley's got his second basket of the night.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Bosh passes to the great. Back to Bosh. Pass to the great. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Winslow. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Winslow's got 5 points so far. Celtics leading by 3. Now here's Bradley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver. And again, it's Boston converting.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
The great passes to Bosh. To the paint. Here's the great. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. He has 5.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Bradley can't get it to go.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And White with the block. 1:09 left here in the second. Johnson sets the screen for Bradley. And it's denied. They recover it. Goes up again, and Johnson puts it in. Johnson's got his first points of the game.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
The great passes to Hudson. Dishes it to Winslow. Out to the right wing. The pass to Graves. To the wing on the left. Lets it go. And the whistle blows. And it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
For Boston, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. Monte Ellis checked in for the Heat. And the Celtics also making a change. Isaiah Thomas has checked in for Crowder.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
To the right side. Here's the great. He has 5. Buries it from about 10 feet away. The great's got 7 points.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Bradley. He's got 10. The three from Thomas. Miami grabs the miss. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. Two top teams in the conference.